In Almanahel, teachers educate students about healthy vegetables. A paralyzed man regained his foothold in life with the help of Tzu Chi volunteers. Welcome to Daya Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi invites Syrian families in Turkey to join health and epidemic prevention activities. At the Almanahel School, a healthy vegetable and food day garden tour was held. Teachers bought a variety of nutritious vegetables that were turned into tasty dishes. The event also integrated performances that guide children to make the best choice for their health.
وإنه الأكل مثل الهمبرجر ضار جدا وفيها سعرات حرارية وإنه الفواكه والخضرة فيها فيتامينات.
البازار الصحي اللي هو كان بيتركز على الطعام الصحي والخضروات الصحية.
The Almanahel School has transformed its interior into a grand bazaar, promoting a healthy food and vegetable day and a garden party.
We can get a lot of nutrients from healthy food. We should let the body take advantage of this and try not to get fat. It also lets the heart work more easily.
What is healthy eating? You can see these green salads on the table. It is all healthy food. This can make you feel good and also give you energy and vitality.
By eating more vegetables, we are also showing more love for ourselves.
In Islam, the teachings convey information that fruits and vegetables and grains are healthy foods. Also, things like fast food will have negative impact on students.
نعلمهم حرية الاختيار، يعني أبداً مو صحيح بفرض قوانين مدرسية، قوانين التوجيه بمنع أو حظر هذا الطعام.
This table full of Middle Eastern-style pastries and raw vegetables and fruits are all funded by the teachers. Syrian students will contribute 1 Turkish lira, which is equivalent to a few U.S. cents, contributing to this bamboo bank to enjoy a healthy meal.
Recently, industries in mainland China started to resume work after the epidemic. But in Xiamen Xike Industrial Park, most of the nearby restaurants remain closed. To promote vegetarian diet, 36 volunteers work together to cook vegetarian lunch twice a week for the workers. Take a look.
The street was silent and even the snack bars were closed. Only from the Tzu Chi Environmental Protection Education Center did the smell of meals come out.
The middle and small companies have resumed working. Some snack bars are yet to open since everyone's still afraid of the epidemic, so it is quite difficult for the workers to find something to eat.
Feeling for the workers, more than 30 volunteers took turns to cook for the company workers. 2 meals of vegetarian lunch were provided every week.
We put bean pads, carrots, yam, celery, and black fungus. They are very nutritious.
Don't add too much oil. Since oily bean curds fried with oil, this dish should taste lighter.
The meal was not only nutritious, but also needed to be safe to eat. From cooking to packaging lunch boxes, body temperatures of all volunteers were recorded in details.
You have 13 altogether, so here are 2 boxes with less oil, but with double portions of rice.
I've had 4 to 5 days of instant noodles already. I usually have less meat when dining outside, so I quite like it. For the first time, we felt that vegetarian dishes can be so diverse. It did broaden my horizons.
The workers eventually did not need to worry about lunch. The vegetarian lunch boxes indeed cheered them up.
March 12 is the birthday of Guanyin, so Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital organized a prayer event for staff working for supporting companies. The hospital gave out food coupons to the staff as appreciation and also encouraged everyone to continue with a vegetarian diet to stay healthy.
Today marks the birthday of Guanyin, so Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital and supporting companies come together and pray for the well-being of everyone. Furthermore, the hospital also gives out food court coupons to the hospital staff to thank them for their hard work.
They have been very helpful, and during this epidemic period, everyone joins hands to face the virus. So it's very important that they are also involved with taking on vegetarian diet. To show my gratitude, I gave them the food coupons so they can start eating vegetarian diet.
Now, hospital staff can use the coupons at the food court at the hospital basement and eat delicious vegetarian meals. It is also beneficial to keeping themselves safe from the epidemic.
I feel it is wonderful that the hospital gave us the vegetarian coupons so we can simply eat in the hospital. And I feel that it is relatively safer because we don't have to go out and be in touch with the unsafe environment.
The vegetarian coupons can also allow the staff who are not vegetarians to experience the benefits of vegetarian diet, so they can also nurture compassion.
Tzu Chi University has launched a campaign called Wishing to Go Vegetarian and issue $1 vegetarian coupons. From March to April 10th, the coupons can be used at 19 vegetarian restaurants in Hualien. The staff and students who are vegetarians can invite those who are not to go meatless for a change. The campaign is expected to take place in different areas to encourage people to go vegetarian.
Tzu Chi University has launched a campaign to encourage people to go meatless and issue vegetarian blessings coupons for the epidemic. Each coupon costs $1. Many teachers and students respond to the sponsorship.
I'm a vegetarian. Through my kind action, I hope to influence more people to adopt a vegetarian diet together.
Master Zheng Yan and other Dharma masters in Jinshi Abode are very supportive to this campaign and wish more people can join the rank of going meatless. Starting from 11th of March, all staff and volunteers in Tzu Chi University, Tzu Chi Senior High School, and Tzu Chi Foundation can obtain 3 coupons of vegetarian blessings.
Eating vegetarian food can improve many aspects of our body, making us healthier and more active, also relatively reducing burden to our body.
On or before the 10th of April, you can enjoy discounts if you have any consumption in 19 cooperating vegetarian restaurants in Hualien.
请问可以用这一张券吗？
是的，可以，我们有跟学校合作，欢迎使用，谢谢。
The cooperating restaurants are excellent, so I wanted to try. I think the vegetarian diet is good to the environment because there won't be any issues of animal slaughter.
The people embracing vegetarianism share the coupons with those who are not. Starting from having the first meal of tasty vegetarian food, it is hoped that more people will be driven to adopt a vegetarian diet to save the earth.
As the residents in many parts of China resumed working, it is crucial to prevent the spread of the virus. In Guangzhou, Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited by the Community Residential Committee to help measure residents' temperatures during peak hours.
36.4很健康，您36.3都很健康，祝你们平安。
In the intermittent rain, Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited by the Community Residential Committee to measure the residents' temperatures in the small community.
We're hoping to help them measure the residents' temperatures during peak hours to lessen their workload. This way they will have time to go to the restroom or drink water.
Our main job is to measure the temperature of people's necks and wrists. The community residents are cooperative well.
Volunteers stand on guard for 3 hours a day, supporting the community security guards.
I feel a bit nervous because we face different kinds of people every day. There are more than 700 households in this area. The people here have resumed working. From looking at the residents' temperatures, we can tell they are quite healthy, so we feel more at ease.
我们心里逐渐的心也比较平安，也安定下来。
我们很多的门岗啊。
Many of our security guards have faced much pressure, so the volunteers' help means a lot. Every evening is the peak hours. We're very grateful for their help.
回家的高峰的时期嘛，所以非常感谢。辛苦了，早上要跑来跑去。
感谢。
Kaohsiung's Xinxin District Recycling Station has a large amount of plastic recyclable. The volunteers in the area show up every day to sort the plastics with their masks on. TIMA has provided free clinic service in morning and afternoon sessions to minimize congregation and prevent the spread of disease.
Forgetting to wear a mask, this volunteer is thoughtfully reminded about wearing a mask. While air circulation is always well maintained at the recycling station, many volunteers are old and need to be fully protected before doing volunteer work. Other actions regarding protecting the health of the public include TIMA, whose free clinic first involves an assessment of the lungs. If someone has any soreness, they will need acupuncture.
I really feel lighter and my neck is not so tight.
After more than a decade of chronic illness, he is now experiencing relief. While many people want to receive free medical consultations, controlling the number of patients is needed to reduce the risk of group infection.
Because of the large number of people and because recycling volunteers do both an early shift and afternoon shift, so we have 2 different clinic times.
Dr. Wu Sen was assured that the flow of people was diligently managed through the cooperation of volunteers.
Tzu Chi people generally don't run around chaotically, as things are generally fixed and orderly. This makes it safer as Tzu Chi brothers and sisters are very cooperative.
Tzu Chi volunteers and TIMA hosted this free clinic to help protect the health of the local elderly.
Thank you. It's great that we can come here to do recycling, and Dr. Wu will also help look after our health.
In our next report, we will meet a paralyzed young man who has risen above life's challenges. Tu Quanlong is paralyzed from the waist down due to an accident 5 years ago. His parents spent their savings trying to treat him. In 2016, Tzu Chi volunteers started to visit him regularly. They encouraged him to stay optimistic and independent. And Tu said that the volunteers are like his second mothers. Here is the heartwarming story.
Nanzhuang Township is quite wide. After we cross the bridge, Nanzhuang Township is located on our left side. I come here quite often because we conduct home visits here. Sometimes we have to travel to Jiali Mountain just to visit a solitary senior. It is as high as 2,000 meters.
好，早安！你欢迎我，欢迎我。
Whenever I came, I would see him like this. He would just lie there. Then I would get really angry.
Back then, I had just gone through divorce. Then I was injured. Back then, I thought, why didn't I die? Why did they save my life? Now that they've saved me, I'm left with half a life. My father has changed a lot for an entire year. My father did not come in to see me. He could not accept the fact his son had become paralyzed.
In the past, he did not dare to talk to me. He would resist us, and we knew that. In the beginning, we were nice to him. Later on, we would scold him.
如果以前你在家上厕所拉肚子的时候，谁帮你处理？妈妈。你要怎样叫？
叫妈妈，我大便了。可是你在上面剩我们一个人的时候，没有人理你啊。你就自己下来想办法。
裤子穿上去或把尿片穿上去的时候，那个感觉是怎样？
很爽，
很爽，
很有成就感啊！我做到了，做到了。那我是在5岁，我还包尿布啊。
I can leave him for 3 days and 3 nights. Yes, I can light up the firecrackers to celebrate because my son has come out. I am free.
真的很新鲜，很新鲜。
I'm grateful to Tzu Chi sisters for pushing me to be more independent. Without them, I might still be lying in the room. Whenever she comes, she would scold me. She's meaner than my own mother.
I've always felt that if he can overcome the difficulties, he'd have hope. So sometimes I'm very mean. He knows I'm mean. Oftentimes you have to look at the person and find a way to deal with him. Do you understand? Very good having someone to supervise you. It feels good to have someone supervise you. This mother loves you very much.
Tzu Chi sisters' intervention makes me feel that I'm a member of a big family. They do not discriminate. I'm very grateful. Give me a hug.
It's good to hug a big son.
In Taiwan, there are about 7,000 Indonesian students studying Chinese. Each year, a dozen Taiwanese schools host a 2-day event in Jakarta, promoting information about education opportunities in Taiwan's high school, vocational school, and university.
This dragon dance performance welcomes everyone to a commercial area in northern Jakarta. This is 2020, the opening event for a recruitment fair for Taiwanese schools. 17 vocational schools are represented at this 2-day event, providing a platform in Jakarta to introduce Taiwanese schools. The educational fair is organized by the Overseas Community Affairs Council, along with the Taipei Economic and Trade Office, Jakarta, and ICADI. 17 vocational schools participate, including Yongping Technical Senior High School and Kaohsiung Shude Home Economics and Commercial High School, Jianghua's Daqing Senior Commerce and Industry Vocational School, and Taichung's Youth Senior High School and Wangneng Senior Industrial and Commercial Vocational High School participated along with others. Each school introduced their unique vocational courses.
This time, we mainly promote education classes that build skills. In the study process, one can do a complete course of vocational studies. After a 3-year vocational training, after they graduate, they can go directly into a 4-year technical college. And in 7 years, they will have a good set of skills for employment and go back to Indonesia to get employment or find a good job in Taiwan. We are also welcome them in Taiwan, allowing Indonesia overseas Chinese students to return to Taiwan.
According to the introduction, the courses in the Skills Development course include science and technology, machinery, beauty, cooking, tourism, catering, and other majors. Students can choose their own school based on their personal interests.
Chinese education in Indonesia, we all know, isn't totally complete and has some faults. Now it is slowly opening, and everyone knows that Chinese education is booming. In other words, there are many people who speak Chinese, and if you want to learn more Chinese, we suggest going to Taiwan. There are now a lot of Indonesian students in Taiwan. They are all studying in Taiwan, and not only studying Chinese, but also studying many professional courses.
The so-called vocational training courses are part of a set of education policies aimed at both promoting the skills and careers through advanced education and ensuring future employment. In the form of part-time work and study, they can complete schooling while considering the goal of developing specialized tasks and skills.
The purpose is to help many Chinese children in Indonesia to recognize their Chinese culture and give them a chance to study Chinese in Taiwan.
The purpose of this event is to help students undertake vocational training, prepare them with the right skills that they may need in the future job market.
The Museum Hakka Indonesia in Jakarta is committed to promote traditional Chinese culture. It was inaugurated in 2014 and has been a treasure for many Chinese people in Indonesia. The museum collects important relics from history and tells the story of how Hakka people made the difficult journey from China to Indonesia.
In the eastern part of Jakarta sits the Museum Hakka Indonesia, which collects its precious culture from 35 different provinces into this extraordinary museum. At the museum, one can see a unique part of Chinese culture and different industries during the Dutch colonial era. There are representative works from Chinese culture in each generation, and many traditional Chinese arts are well represented. The Museum Hakka Indonesia was inaugurated on August 4, 2014, by Indonesia's 6th president, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. Built on a 5,000 square meter site, it has a total of 3 floors. The first floor is a conference hall. The second floor is the exhibition area, which tells the history of Hakka people's struggles in Indonesia. Various historic relics are also collected, and these relics are left by some Chinese ancestors from Aceh, Kalimantan, Danglang, and Bangka Belitung. The exhibition area on the 3rd floor shows Hakka culture and the story of Hakka people crossing the ocean from China and finally setting foot on Indonesian land. It also introduces the traditional medical, educational, and cultural aspects of Hakka people in Indonesia.
Tujuan kita pertama tidak lain adalah ingin meletakkan sejarah Tionghoa.
The most important goal for us is to introduce to Chinese history because we often hear that local people don't really understand the Chinese in Indonesia. They frequently say that we Indonesian Chinese are only good at doing business.
Salah sangka atau salah duga ya bahwa orang Tionghoa di Indonesia hanya bisa dagang.
The museum is open from Tuesday to Sunday and it does not charge any admission fee. The museum even offers tour guides to discuss each item in the museum.
People who suffer from gastro-reflux disease often experience discomfort in their sleep. Usually, their sleep quality is affected as well. There's a saying that sleeping on the left side can reduce acid reflux, and some doctors agree. Let's see the science behind this saying.
When there's a sudden feeling of heartburn at night, people cannot sleep. We know this is the gastro-reflux disease. If it happens at midnight, it is very tormenting. Some people say that you can improve the condition by sleeping on your left side.
This method came from a research over a decade ago that when you sleep on the left side, the stomach is moved lower and the sphincter is located above it. So in this position, the patient will have fewer chances of acid reflux.
Another research shows that sleeping on the right side will make the sphincter relax and cause the acid reflux. Therefore, many patients sleep on the left side. Is there anything else to watch for?
We recommend that when they sleep on the left side, they can also raise the pillow slightly higher, as long as it does not injure the spinal cord. And furthermore, finish eating before going to bed. Try to avoid overeating 3 hours before going to bed.
Before going to bed, we should not burden our stomach with too much food, especially sweets. With a good sleeping position, we will be able to sleep well at night.
A singing competition of Tzu Chi songs was held in Tzu Chi Academy in North Toronto. The teachers and students worked really hard to put together this performance. Let's enjoy their songs, and thank you for joining us. See you next time.